This one? Can we hear this kid? All right.
Yeah! Yeah!
Name's Mitch Curtis. My first time doing an open mic type of thing. I was told this is where pipe dreams come to die. So I'm pretty psyched about this. Pretty psyched. I got support, friends, family right here. It's my brother Greg Curtis right here. I like to keep in touch with the family. I like to stay close. I always go back to Sharon, Massachusetts.
Yeah!
Sharon, Massachusetts. I go back, check on the family, see how they're doing, see the mom, see when the family has died, still alive, check the will, double check it, see how we're doing, But I was there a couple weeks ago, checking in. We went for a walk, we went to the post office, mailed some documents, felt pretty good to do that. And I saw my kindergarten teacher, and I knew her the second I saw her haggard face. I was like, Mrs. Simon. And I freaked out. I lost my mind. I'm like, shit. I ducked behind the nearest fat person I could find, and I hid. I'm like, okay, she is going to know me, and I don't want to have this conversation. It's been 20 years. It's been 20 years since I've seen this woman, and that's 20 years of catching up to do. And that's like a week-long conversation. I don't have that kind of time. It's a post office. They close. I'm like, okay, let's not do this now. So I'm hiding behind my mother, and I'm just thinking, shit. I'm thinking, she's going to remember my presentation from kindergarten where it was like, what I want to be when I'm older. And I gave an excellent presentation, like many check pluses, gold stars. It was incredible, an inspiration, but I didn't have the heart. I couldn't tell this woman, because she was definitely going to ask. That was going to be the first question. She's going to be like, oh, so what are you doing now? I'm like, Mrs. Simon. But I couldn't do it. I just didn't have the heart to tell her that despite me wanting to, I didn't stick to my guns, and I didn't become a dog, and I wanted to so badly when I was older to become a dog, and I didn't get to do it. But this is one of the many things that have led to my insecurities, and I question myself. I'm paranoid, and I find myself thinking all the time, and I never talk. I just think. I sit in a bar and I think. And it's gotten to the point where I'm just thinking so heavily on something, I'll just say something without actually thinking about, okay, this is a good thing to say, not a good thing to say. It just happens. So the other day, sitting in a bar, hanging out, slowly sipping my beverage, the Shirley Temple with the twisty straw, just enjoying it. Deep in thought. Didn't even see the attractive woman come over to me. She sits down. Oh. Touches my hand. I'm like, hi. She says, so, how are you? What are you thinking about? I'm like, didn't even have time to realize that she wanted to have a conversation. I thought she wanted to know what I was thinking. I'm like, listen, if rusty old vans weren't associated with pedophilia and molestation, do you think I'd want one so badly? And she was, oh, no. So she walks away, but this kind of mode of thought is good for me because it works half the time. Some women respond, some women don't respond, some more than others, but it's good. It's good. Sometimes when it works, they're like, oh, he's being funny. I hope. And it's good. So sometimes I'll persuade them to come back to my holding cell, and we'll proceed to engage in sexual congress, budding intercourse, which is great. But, I'm a foreplay guy. A lot of licking, a lot of dry humping. It's good. It's good. But I always have to ask a certain question because I've gotten into trouble in the past. It's right before I'm going to place on the prophylactic, I have to ask the woman, I'm like, listen, how long do you need me to go before you can no longer consider me a premature ejaculator? If this is like 7 minutes, maybe. But anything more than that, we should just cuddle and shit and just forgo the whole thing because I don't want to be the phone call the next day to Becky like, you'll never guess what happened to me last night, Becky. This guy, 2 seconds. I don't need to be in that conversation. I want to skip that. But usually, we're okay. I'm a good conversationalist. I can talk to people, but for the sole purpose of skipping over what I do for a living. I hate that conversation. And usually I get so good, I can avoid that conversation for like hours. Because I hate that question. Why? I have a good job, but it's not a cool job. I work for Michelin. I sell tires. One, truck tires. The conversation killer. There's nowhere to go after you say yes. You sell tires, and people will do the sympathy conversation. It's like you run out of shit to say. It's like, oh, so what do you do for a living? Sell tires. Oh, yeah? Yeah, how's that going? Yeah, it's good. It's good. How'd you get into that? Why do people ask that? How did you get into it? Oh, and I take a minute to reflect on how'd you get into selling? Well, it's actually a very interesting story. I couldn't do anything else, and that's what gets him. But now I have a default answer. When I made up a profession. I'm like, so what do you do for a living? Well, I work for Poland Springs. I remove the poison in the feces from all the water before it goes into the bottling process. And no, people don't really ask questions about that. Does this mean keep going? Okay. So anyway, I went to, this is kind of sad, but we can do it anyway. I went to a friend's funeral recently, and it was very sad. I'm not going to make jokes on that, but I started thinking about my own funeral. I mean, while we were at this gentleman's, his name's Chris Sawyer, very good guy. But I was thinking, I was like, what do I want my funeral to be about? They all spoke about very positive things, like, great guy, made you sad and cried, and it was very powerful. But I'm like, you know what? I don't want people to be sad at my funeral. I want people to be like, guy was a dick. So it's going to be like, instead of a eulogy, I'm just going to have the rabbi, Hebe. I'm going to have the rabbi say a couple things, be like, Eric, Mitch's best friend, he didn't like you. You pissed on the toilet seat, you ate all of his food, and he never really liked you. He never really liked you. Erica, the girlfriend for 4 years, was just using you till he found something better. And I want everyone to leave there being like, oh, he wasn't that good of a guy. It's okay that he's gone. It's all right. But I'm going to leave now on an impression. Because it's the first time doing this is okay, so I figured, you know what? Let's do an impression. Here's me doing the joke I really wanted to do to start this shit off. Yeah, you see that Michael J. Fox commercial? Where he's like talking about Parkinson's, he's shaking real badly? You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the huge yup. He speaks to the group. So he's shaking, doing his thing, and the medical association saw that. They saw that shaking. They're like, you know what? We're going to rename Parkinson's. It's no longer going to be Parkinson's. We're going to name it the Break It Down Syndrome. Thanks a lot, man. That was the joke I really wanted to do. Thank you much.